see we country advance. You not get party, stand for democracy. You give everybody a chance.
98.1
Radio Democracy. Radio Democracy. Radio Democracy. On news, views, and entertainment. Radio Democracy. Radio Democracy. Radio Democracy. On news, views, and entertainment.
Radio Democracy 98.1. We believe in no political party. We have no region. All the lovers of Radio Democracy, all the lovers of Radio Land, the voice of the masses. Hear this, come on. Come down, selector. Come down, selector. 98.1, the voice of the people.
Radio Democracy.
Democracy.
Radio Democracy.
Democracy.
Radio Democracy. For news, views, and entertainment. Radio Democracy.
Democracy.
Radio Democracy.
Democracy.
Radio Democracy. For news, views, and entertainment. The true voice of the people. Radio D, to you there's no equal.
Second to none. Second to none. Radio D, you're still number one.
You are the voice of the voiceless.
Choiceless.
You are the choice of the voiceless.
Choiceless.
Real.
Sure.
Yeah. Check it out. Check it.
You did teach and preach, but good governance.
Real.
You want to see we country advance. You not get party, stand for democracy. You give everybody a chance.
98.1
Radio Society for Radio Democracy 98.1 FM. Shortly in time for now, we'll bring come to you in News and Current Affairs program. Good Morning Salone. Stay tuned.
From New England View Studio, good morning and welcome to the first edition of the program Good Morning Salone, where they come to you from the Society for Radio Democracy 98.1 FM. Today on Monday, February 9, 2026, and where they bring the program come to now this Monday morning. My name is Karifa Tukonte.
And my name is Usman Kamara. Good morning. Inside the program this morning, some students at Afrabi College, University of Salone, always concerned about the tuition fees, where the university administration don't ask them for pay for the 2025-2026 academic year, as they say the fee boku for them. The project manager for the JICA Peninsula Electrification Project, Engineer Peter Ibrahim Van de say by 2027 all community in our western area peninsula go don't get light. And today inside the program Radio Democracy, go talk to the Executive Director for the National Sport Authority. We go talk about the status of the National Sport Authority and other activity them where they don't do in the sports sector.
Well, this and plenty other story then they for you in the program. Remember, say you can be part of the program, but I will send the comments to the number 077981981, and remember, say this they also listen to me from Facebook page when at www.radiodemocracy.sl, and now Rio Work Metal Group they sponsor the program Radio Democracy for bring the program come to now, and powered by Africell Salone. And self you listen to you live from Radio Shalom 89.5 na Konaduga and Falaba District, Radio Malay 88.5, Radio 1J 11.3 na Pujeon District, Radio Colente 90.0 na Cambia, Radio Ma 105.5 na Kailan Vopa, Radio na Watalo, Voice of Sandon, Radio 95.7 na Kono District, Voice of Kaine na Kamakura 98.0, Voice of Masoro Pujeon District, Advocacy Radio Port Local District, Radio Katsbami on 106.7 na Tonkolimba, and Art FM on 95.9 na Moyamba District. The program na Good Morning Salone, and you can send your message to the number 077929191. The program na Good Morning Salone.
Inside the program this morning, we take with first material Usai one flagbearer aspirant for the APC party, Mohamed Omodu Kamara, say the over 1 billion Olion support where it don't get to stakeholder them Namasheka and Putloko district and for help build the Bible all renovate church and mosques them na the district. For more on this, make we join Fatou Pakpa.
By August this year, the All People's Congress APC party go get the National Delegate Conference. Usa then go pick the national official them, and according to the schedule, this for happen at Putloko district. We make the Bible all get for camp at this conference. But plenty APC stakeholders in Putloko be always concerned about the status of the Bible all. We get for host plenty delegates in that term. And for look at this issue and how for solve them, make Mohamed Omodu Kamara bingo work on my Siaka Putloko district. So I go talk to community people and APC stakeholders and say, in plan now for develop the Bible all and for meet the standard way in forget. And how for make this project happen fast. Making go hand over about 1 billion loans. So the APC stakeholder in Namashaka for CC, they're able to do this building project for mid of August within the old National Delegate Conference.
1,187,500,000 youth. The purpose of this body and for helping Pastor Hall. We get 200 million. We get fantastic money. That 200 million are for the mosque in that church. The money of the church money that will help them renovate the church. The purpose of the mosque money that will help them finish the mosque. So for maybe a little of Ramadan.
Mohamed Omodu Kamara say we continue for talk about the team them where in feel say don't they unbug the APC party.
We want to see our APC is struggle right now because of lack of financing. We don't push this election date them because we don't get enough money for conduct the election. So you will think say Yagaba they come for buy APC. Yes, Kawale APC will not important. I will spend the last money APC will not take out.
The All People's Congress District Chairman Ali Suma talk about waiting this development mean to the Putloko district.
This money will go a long way for the district. As we all know, Putloko district, the national officials of the party don't approve Putloko district for being the host of the delegate the delegate. So this money will help me for when we fast track the habitation process on Bible we will follow host the national delegate conference in Putloko.
And how fast this project will be, Alisuma again.
We be actually proposed for that 6 months, but now hence we don't get them kind of money as well. It will be 6 months again. Within 3 months to 4 months we don't do now.
Alisuma, when we talk on behalf of local people, they end up tell Mohamed Omodu Kamara thank you for this kind of support where he don't give them and safe. Or me say them go use this money for the purpose where they give them for. When I for Billy Bible all for the Society for Radio Democracy, my name na Fatou Nyangi Jibakba.
The program na Good Morning Salone. It come to you live from the Society for Radio Democracy 98.1 FM. We will look at another issue inside the program. Some students in Afrobe College don't use concern about the new tuition fees where the university administration don't ask them for pay for the 2025-2026 academic year. As they say, the fee boku for them for pay. Then students raise this concern to Radio Democracy inside one interview where they talk about the tuition fee where they say don't go up for the 2025-2026 academic year. For more on this, make we join reporter Sonia Bell.
This being term, the University of Salone the pull press release for students then. Inside this press release, they talk about the new amount of fees where students then for pay for 2025-2026 academic year. But these fees not be favor students then. Now for sake of this makes some students then now for Abe College University they raise this concern to Radio Democracy.
This is a very appalling something for not just me as a student, but I'm sure for many students then. I think it's a disappointment. This is a political, but we must take them from the angle there. Since this government came in, that the SNPP government, we pay more premium on quality education, which I am sure not only on the primary or secondary level, but university is as well a very key area which they need to focus on. But since then coming, university fees just skyrockets. I could remember 2021 when I came in as a diploma student. I paid, 6 million plus. I paid 6 million plus at that time, 2001. And since then to now, the fees not just go down, it just they go up. And as a student, we know it's just it's a norm like student like the past student them. As then the claim go up, the fees they reduce. But this time, everything is just different. How would they go up? Now so the fees they rise up. So it's a surprise story, and we want for let the government look at it. This is a disappointment to the entire student, not only for Abe College or Jala or Commerce or Mitimagai or etc., but the whole university, and even as to we parents them, because they use our parents for let them vote for them. Some students then campaign to students based on this statistic that yes, indeed they will make education not only affordable but very accessible for everybody. But it don't be the other way around.
FBC University, it's too high to the point that some of we now we they pay by ourselves and we they go through a lot. Like for instance, some man are working go work for get an, and that moment they not get an. So the fees presently right now are 10,208 millions. So I would say let the university or the body of the university reduce the prices them.
The fees this year are really expensive. Beaucoup for students them, especially about 10,000. Some 100. Yes, that I would say because approximately that's me they see na the press release with they ask for less students them pay. So really this they cause a lot of concern, and this needs some concern.
That's be the voice of some Abe College University students them. As they say, the new fees where the university administration don't ask them for pay for 2025-2026 academic year, boku for them. But how this could get for affect students then students here continue for explain.
During the exam, they even send some students there out. Myself here has been sent out because I'm unable to pay me fees. This tell you that yes, the government need for address, because if indeed they make so bogus on the educational sector, say this is not the key focus area, they need to address the fees area. And this don't lead many of us, we colleagues them, the young girls them, into prostitution. This is not secret at all. And this don't lead so many to drop out, whether even they lead to the high rate of dropouts in this country. And if you want to cushion that effect, they still make, if it is for make the fees business very high. How you feel say we're able to get a high number of educated people in the country. So I'm sure the government needs to very much pay attention on the fees. It's no longer a lip service, and we don't address this as a lip service because this is how they have been. Ministers, they don't come, ministers, they don't go, but yet still, the fees, they continue from the very high end, they pay lip service, they just turn blind eye. Go back to the grantinate. Another issue back, which nothing else they need to talk about it. Then count student loan scheme, nothing absolutely. Nothing we need to read. These policies are yet to be enrolled. So these are all concerns. I am sure the government needs to be very much careful because education, not just something where states will play with it. And if you want for really grow the middle manpower, it all started from education.
USN, as far as me know, a government institution. So for us, the college fees to that kind of amount, it actually speak volume. And this, and not go tell well for we the students here because really the battle for pay fees and other things that as well with the battle for aside, the school fees, like transport, buy to both for do assignment, do research. So if they're saying that amount will pay way exceed to 10,000, I think it really call for a concern.
Then students here and for call on government for looking side and concern here as well for reduce the university fees so that more young people then will get more access to affordable university learning. For the Society for Radio Democracy, Mina Sonia Bell, the report.
The program Good Morning Salone continues still inside the studios with the Executive Director for the National Sports Authority, Emmanuel Saffa Abdulia, as we can look at things that we don't do now the sporting sector and save some of the issues we don't happen. Inside program we continue to look at more issues, and now they take one of our lines to get them. Musa, the project manager for the JICA Peninsula Electrification Project, Engineer Peter Ibrahim Van de say by 2027 all communities in our western area will don't get light. He talked this to Radio Democracy after with the Minister of Energy and the Electricity Distribution Supply Authority EDSA go compensate 29 people will be they live around Sussex and Kerryton in the western area. From on this, Engineer Peter Van de talk more to Cherno Jalo inside this interview.
The JICA Peninsula Electrification Project, now a project where the counterpart funding, that means government of Sierra Leone together with the Japanese government, now they come together and provide a fund, a total of about $22 million, and then like as I say, government gets a contribution and the Japanese government, and the aim for this project now for electrify communities from Sussex up to Kerryton, including York, Kent, and then area and the all. And within the project they do specifically, they build a substation na York and they build another substation na Tombo. The substation they build na York na 11 kV substation and na 15 MVA power transformer they install it. And they do the same thing na Tombo. And then they get for run 33,000 volt line between them two substations here, and they get for do 11 kV feeders, MV feeders, medium voltage feeders, and they get for do low voltage lines them. We get for take the power to the individual customers through small transformers them. And when you don't do that, you also get for include prepay meters now all the communities there. So the project as they implement them and follow make sure say EDSA will expand to them and cover them community there, and their community there this project will help them for carry out their business and begin the way to go school. I mean they will benefit, and of course you go generate income for EDSA and the government.
How long this project wanna be done sign up with this JICA?
This project the first sign in December 19th December 2022, and the project is a 5-year lifespan project. That means by 2027 next year, the project will conclude by December. JICA for done and hand over this project to EDSA for operate.
What are the status of the project now, the 2026?
Well, as it is now, Musa we did now for let procurement start, and technically the project already be done start because we don't do public disclosure, don't do site handover, and if you visit the site, you will see some civil works and they go on. So the project says don't start now. The procurement phase now, where the equipment then will begin for shipper in very soon.
And I believe say the project will complete by the year 2027.
Of course, we're very confident about that because waiting the Japanese government do for they not just provide the fund and the equipment, they also make sure say the contractor for the project now a Japanese contractor in Takaoka. So they don't there right now, and then they make sure say they implement the project to standard and therefore go according to the timeline.
In terms of work done so far, what you go rate? What are your ratings?
Well, so far I would say the work day as per expectation because not just the preliminary stage, but the civil work done advanced now. So, and in terms of quality, the project day up to expectation.
This project talk anything about power generation?
No, this is not a generation
but
project.
It is sourced from the already generated power.
Of course, this is not a distribution project, and it try for expand we distribution and also provide reliability because with this project it able for make Freetown become a ring. It close the gap between Waterloo and Success, and when that happen it means if we get problem in the routes where we send power right now to Waterloo, we can route and through Godrich and supply the other areas.
When actually physical work will start?
Well, like as we say, physical work is already done start.
You mean the putting poles, running cables?
The electrical installation. Well, that one, of course, like as I said, on procurement. So maybe by the next 2 to 3 months, I mean, we'll begin for see the equipment and they come in, and as they come in straight away, we'll begin for see poles.
As part of this project, also they compensate people. We want to give you on down on how that one day and how one before factor and to class for benefits.
Thank you very much. We know say them kind of projects they are electrification projects. We get for use the right of way when a corridor outside utility there for pass, and now part of government your responsibility also apart from the money where the fund where government contributes. Now government is supposed to provide land for make sure say this project they implement and well. So in doing that, we begin to identify this right of way, but also not forget say here in Salone, sometimes right of way can interfere. People they can interfere. Even though people don't interfere, government go for take them place they are, but we no one for do them in a way where people they know will be glad about the project. So then we could be identify people that were affected along that corridor, along the corridor from Success up to Tumbo, and then people there also according to the facility where they get will be able for Costa and make small stipend where in the form of check when now they do today we call a compensation of project affected persons.
Okay, how many people in total?
Well, in total we talk about 29 people now affected. Even though
where to where?
From Success right up to Keriton. Yes, now about 29 people are affected, but not all of them. Definitely 100%. About 2 or 3 days, we in the verification process. Along the verification process, they know because of they provide some documents, they will come to that. But even that, we get them at the list.
Okay.
But about let's say 95% of them benefits from that because they are confirmed.
Where that's now reporter Cherino Jalomini talked to the project manager for the JICA Peninsula Electrification Project, Engineer Peter Ibrahim Vandi. We say by 2027 all community in Western Area Peninsula go don't get light. The program now Good Morning Salone where they come to you live from Radio Democracy 98.1 FM. And where they bring the program to you this Monday morning. My name is Usman Kamara.
And Mina Kaifa to Conte. As today on a headline, we talk to the executive director of the National Sport Authority, when Emmanuel Saffa Abdulia, we can talk about the status of the National Sport Authority and other activity them as we expect, as we wait for now for come now in the studio. The program Good Morning Salone they continue and we will continue for look at more issues now the program. Some people wait up now the circular road by Macaulay Street Junction near the begging ground don't call on the Freetown City Council for pull the dirty box where they before the begging ground because then say the smell from the dirty box they unbog the health and save the community. Then community people are make this call in someone interview to Radio Democracy when they get concerned about the dirty way people can to way before the Macaulay Street being gone when they say on Boku. Then people here talk this inside one interview to reporter Fenella Edith Stunting.
The only concern we mean get over this dirty they put on this place here. Let it avoid the for the dirty on this place here. Even if they can pin dirty box now, but they go for M for plan B. And yeah, with dirty to now so the bed it is suffocate people in this place here because we get offices in this place here. They disturb we here. The dirty box in a circular road by Macaulay Street Junction by the graveyard. And they call on the government for the help we for this dirty for like clear this place and something like signboard like that dirty not to the again.
The more we did it, the more it increase. Because if me want to do it, I mean a bad person go and to do it. And if they are so clean, I know we get my to do it today. But if they admit do it today, automatically I go watch around. Don't not say anybody that can turn me do it today. So the best way they can do for we and the people who are around, because we know they are around their own business account we are. But we only get affected because they inhale the sense force. Now I'm too weak. Neither the smoke will go cause that dirty box. Everybody knows whether they get on fire or not get on fire. They eat they cause fire, right? So if they're not sky for plan, they go deal affect we where they come and the one way they close. And the more it the more they increase because of this ITB the height where you don't do soon how to say every day. They start small one. But because of that small way they don't able to take measure quick, that make it all increase to this height here. And if it's not able to take any measure to this height we don't do so now, it will increase past so. And it will cancel over so. And the height will even reach the bearing ground really because almost don't turn to dustbin now.
I made the box I big to cancel, let them pull on there. Because when they put up for let them clear, it take a long time. It affects the people when they pass it. So I'm not going to the date where they put up. Now they look at one for pack like that moment. You are when you talk to mommy, let them try to clear, let them make strong bloody for let them look at the TV. That's the killer rule based on.
The concern I go want for council for let them put security inside the way they not go want let person not to wait dirty. Because if not, a council creates this. People that not just can begin to wait dirty. A council creates that platform day for the one that will be the sweep the streets. They empty and they try to take them. Since then now, people don't turn as a dumping center. And some of them people they need na community people there. Like me, I don't make that report to council. But people then they when we youth brothers and then at this community, now then they can empty dirty day. I don't snap there, I don't make complaint of them, I don't point most of them. But it will difficult for let you go all person no more because I don't point. But if he hunts, he dey able catch person. Which time they can to it dirty here. This particular dirty don't pass 1 week. Yeah, it affects we health serious and not only we with the Sidoya, but the one they even with the pass. Because if it's traffic block here, people they decide transport then back and forget the same thing.
Some people wait up na the Circular Road by Macaulay Street Junction near the Bengon. They call on the Fiton City Council for pull the dirty box ready before the Bengon because they say the smell from the dirty box they hamburg the health and safety the community. The program na Good Morning Salone. They come to you live from the Society for Radio Democracy 98.1 FM. We now want for welcome the studio guest. We na Emmanuel Saffa Abdulia, the Executive Director of the National Sport Authority. As today they also for talk about the status of the National Sport Authority and other activity them. Good morning and welcome to the program Good Morning Salone.
Yeah, good morning and thank you. Good morning, listeners.
Okay, continue for the between the program. Well, inside the program now, not time for make we take break.
Salone Commercial Bank don't come with new banking products them for make life easy. With Million Online Bank and Million Mobile App, you can able for use Salone Link money transfer for send money to anybody. It let you not get bank account. Transfer or receive money now the same bank or any other bank. Transfer money to person or office. It let you not get the account number. Buy Eds Alive, pay other bill them, and now get advanced salary. You don't need for worry again, but almost money then you earn. Because you can able for pay for things the way you buy in a supermarket and other shop them with the quick response code payment. Yagbadon done for the boss man them. With Beyond Online Direct, you can upload salary, pay all your supplier them, sell forex to Salone Commercial Bank, and watch your account anytime. If you need the app, download them from Google Play Store or any Apple Store or go on Salone Commercial Bank website www.slcb.com. Sierra Leone Commercial Bank, delivering God.
Commercial Bank. Corruption.
Me sister, better don't come for we country.
Let out.
Well, we don't get the opportunity for get back money and property them where government workman and other people like can get bank corruption, money laundering, and plenty other yuki business. Then call this asset recovery. International law like the United Nations Convention Against Corruption, we own anti-corruption law, and the anti-money laundering law self-support them.
Who that stand there before for make this happen?
Now the Anti-Corruption Commission and the Financial Intelligence Agency, but in not up there, they can work with other agencies there like the banks, the police, the judiciary, and the international partners them.
Baba, this not good to know, but how this go benefit we country?
Their money and assets where they take back from corrupt people them, government can use them for bring more development, we go better the life of Salone people them. But if this for happen, therefore make sure say them fend with them for what Ganga one with partners them na Salone and other countries them, so that we go able to recover more assets. Same way so, therefore make sure say they investigate and take stronger action against anybody where they cannot say make investment overseas with money where the person gets from corruption, no matter who that the person be. Again, therefore get proper policy we go guide them how for use their assets when they get back, so that yuki no go dey at all. This message comes from Transparency International and Salone with support from the European Union Rapid Grant through Transparency International Secretariat na Berlin, Germany.
The program Good Morning Salone they continue as Sierra Pawan of Redline Story. Then we'll talk to the Executive Director for the National Sports Authority, Emmanuel Saffa Abdulia, and the National Sports Authority, a government agency, we start the operation inside 2017, and the mandate now to regulate all sporting discipline in the country. For can know more about things and so far we don't happen at this sector, make we get the Executive Director inside the program at this morning. Good morning once more, Director, and welcome to Radio Democracy.
Thank you again for hosting me today.
Alright, waiting on what happened so far at NSA under your leadership.
Well, I mean, since I took over, firstly, when I take over the NSA, not be only an entity in its name, basically been very dysfunctional. One of the things where I decided for do not being for strengthening the institution. Basically, when I went to the NSA, not be even get a standby generator. The offices not being get better chairs, they not get computers. We not be even get intercom. So that was the first thing to do, because if you want to create a functioning working environment, you get for ensure say you enhance the highway, the staff, then the work. Everybody when they talk about, oh, the staff, they're not committed to work, they're not, they deliver. I said to them, you have to provide leadership. So first thing we did was we got a standby generator, 100 kVA generator, buy computers and sitting capacity for most of the staff then. And also encourage them. Then we realized as directors of a public service institution, they were paid far less than their counterparts across the country. So man, they get 12,000 for take home. So we've been able to do a comparative analysis and make a strong case that, you can't have directors in one institution, they pay this, then they never pay this. And I think this go in line with the government's general harmonization of salary. So most of those directors, then salaries then don't come up to the level where then they. The next issue we get was most of the time the National Sport Authority was only interested in traveling. We didn't say, oh, it's a Leon Start game or it's international competition. That was when the NSA would surface. And for me, that was not the case, because sport is meant to be enjoyed by locals. Sport is meant to be developed. So we basically emphasized to the National Sporting Association that if you want the NSA to fund you with taxpayers' money, you will get I came to this radio station, I spoke about it many times, that you will get play local sports. And then the sporting associations also get for build their own good governance. When I say sporting associations, I mean like where you talk about cricket, basketball, football, their associations, and they also get for gets their own good governance mechanisms, because most of the associations, and some of them nobody go the own Congress, the whole Congress, then we get elections. Some of them were in court. Where I come and meet about 5 or 6 organizations already the court, then get injunction, sports not a play. So we sat with them and said, look, we have to solve these problems. We cannot be going to court while young people are struggling. They want to play the sport, but because of 2-3 people in the leadership disagree, then the sports no good play. So we had to ensure that some of those, most of the cases we get for settle them out of court. We set up a mediation team. We ensure. Then we also tell all the sporting associations they free time not to say alone. You know, we say, National Ludo Players Association, African no more base. The sport has to go across the country. We mean say we get for localize and develop the sport. And most of them have now done it. If you go across the country, you see say then get executive them at the place then waiting there. We also get for devolved sports. We're working with the local councils all over the country. We don't place officials in there nearly, and now we do that. We did deal with sports in the councils, because the councils now then get sports in local schools in the district. Then one of the biggest things that we don't do, the National Sport Authority Act 2007 been talk about for develop 5 regulations. When they passed the law in 2017, they're not been do that. When I come in, we don't draft all of them regulations, and then they're in the pipeline where the Ministry of Sport, Minister Madam Tema, will take to Parliament. Sorry. Part of that, they have been for set up a National Sports Development Fund. Every time Salone want money, whether now for go Olympics or Commonwealth Games, or whether now for go play Leon Star game, we get for run to government. So we want to create a sustained means where, the Sport Development Fund could be managed by respectable Sierra Leoneans with integrity. We're going to generate your income. So if you go to government sector for just ask for small more, we don't start the anti-doping. The National Sport Authority Act, where you quote 2007, it said the National Sport Authority for pass a regulation on anti-doping. What means people where they take drugs, where they take tramadol, footballers where they take enhancement drugs, they could be fished out. And the NOC and Dr. Brian Canton and others been done the work outside, set up a structure on that. But it's a government-sponsored program where the law say Now we for pass the regulation, so we don't do a regulation on that. We also don't do a regulation on the court of arbitration. All the time, sports people, like I said earlier, we come, you meet people and they go court, and when they go court, it take long because they disagree on how to manage sport. But when you get a court of arbitration, it's a simple and faster arbitration process. So we don't do that in the regulation also. And also, as maybe you know, we don't launch a massive artificial turf project in Sierra Leone. This is one of our biggest projects right now because 2 million contact. We go Denmark. We get assistance from Fund Sierra Leone. We go get 30 artificial turf. All waiting they ask you for do was wait for ship and can. We don't get people and don't ship can for Matrojong and Tihu. I don't bring separately, be independent. I don't do the Kailan artificial turf project. We are now looking for funding for bring cam. But we also don't ask people who come on at districts so we don't get artificial turf for come on board for let in the work. For build the communities where they come out. So right now you get over 9 communities 9 districts that we not get artificial turf. So we are trying to do that. Then one of the biggest projects then. But if you also look, when I came in, the Bo Stadium was an eyesore. Poorly used, poorly managed. We have not asked government for anything. Revenue will generate from renting the stadium. We don't refurbish it at a facelift. If you've been go there during the Boxing Day sport, we even do the Bo Cultural Festival. The president was there. You could see that it's a completely different place. So we are doing quite a lot of work, and I'm very pleased and very excited that the thank President Bio for giving me the opportunity for I do what I do. As you know me, I'm a football person, I'm a sport person, and I think I feel really very pleased.
We can look at some of the things that we mentioned, but you talk about regulation when I don't develop for players them, they take drug them in terms of medicine and other things them. What in the regulations say?
The regulation basically say firstly you have to set up a separate anti-doping agency, because it will be independent, right? But you go there under the National Sport Authority, and then go the test. Like when they do doping test, like if they do athletics, then go pull people aside, random testing. In fact, yesterday, Dr. Brian Conton has been doing an excellent job and in team. Last year, through my own support and my own personal support, then give care. Some of the athletes then go Kenya for go do training. Some of the officials then for go train them. Last week he texted me that he don't begin do doping test in Sierra Leone, and I think that's a massive boost for ensure so we get a clean sport and we get a very honest sport, because the one way they train properly, now therefore win, not the one that way they take drugs will enhance themselves, and win. I think the globe or the whole world don't say this is not something that should be done.
Okay, so waiting at the status of the Sports Development Fund, will be there at the Attorney General in office.
Yes, so the Sport Development Fund regulation is still there. This is a project, this is a law way, a regulation where we and the Ministry of Sports they work on, and the minister, Madam Tema, is very eager. She wants law person because the president has given us as a priority. Say, President of Sierra Leone, Dr. Julius Maada Bio, so we have to pass a regulation. We're going to ensure say we will generate revenue elsewhere rather than just all the time running to government. So this is a project that we are doing in the first quarter of this year. Once we settled down, we just came back 1 week ago. It's a project we are going, and we don't want to do that regulation in isolation. We want to do it with the anti-doping, we want to do it with the court of arbitration and person of interest. So then 5 regulations in there. We also work on the national sport policy together with the ministry. Then the ministry the young purview but we are providing technical support for them. We are also working with the ministry for do the national strategic plan for the sporting sector.
As we don't mention some of the things we are part of the plan for improve the sports sector in the country. So how una done they able to identify and develop talents them at the grassroots level?
So we as regulators, not always you roll down. Now the sporting associations and roll down. So like I said, yesterday or last week, Yeruwe Basketball Association, they distribute ball. The SLFA, they distribute ball, then they try for build infrastructure. What we do is to regulate them to ensure that they do their job. And when the government supports them, we take the resources and make sure it is properly expended. And one thing we will not tell them, it is not business as usual. Not a business where all man go sit down, where they say, Commonwealth Games, you say, we're not athletes then. The athletes then have to be trained, they have to be properly prepared. We have to take sport. When I say sport, all the disciplines, we have to take sports to schools. We have to take it to communities, for just be, at the high level there, because that is where you groom them. So you have to look at inter-secondary school sport competitions, you have to look at inter-varsity sport competitions. So that is what we do. We push them towards delivery and also, help for fundraise with them so that they can deliver on their mandate.
Now look at the different sporting discipline, because we know say for Salone more of football people and more their attention they on. How the agency don't support other sporting discipline like basketball, volleyball, cricket and other one?
You're very correct. When I came to the National Sports Authority, it was all about football. So what we've done is we get for spread the resources, and in fact this year with the small resources we'll get the priority than we have supported more disciplines than it has ever done before. We don't support volleyball, we don't support basketball, forget land for let them build then structures. We don't support athletics, of course, we don't support even the brain sports them. With cricket, chess and Scrabble, we don't support them, roll ball, handball, because all of these disciplines are crowded sports. Karate, where young people they want to do. Sometimes it's not just about giving them financial support if we not get them, but what we do is we also, if they get competition for goal, we support them with diplomatic coverage. We give them not verbal. We mean we know them. We tell the embassies that we know them. These guys are trustworthy. Then they go and come back. And most of them, thankfully, they don't go on these competitions and don't come back. So we are building a kind of a reputation that we are not sending people where they just want to get visa and left Sierra Leone. So that is also one thing, because in the past people were just using sport for travel and never come back. So we're trying to revamp that and try for clean down the up. So we have done more. We've supported more sporting disciplines in and out of the country. This year, we plan is we give for support 10 crowded sports for do local competition throughout the year. So if you look, for example, what football is doing, we December come, October come, they start the leagues. It runs till July. Now, when you look at that, it creates jobs for thousands of young people, engaging them. That's what we want other 10 crowded sporting disciplines for do, not to just for play gala and say we're not ready. Because the more competition you play across the country, the more talent you discover, the more young people you engage, and the more development that comes into the sector.
Apart from ball and other things, they want to give some of them other sporting discipline. Then one concern we don't come up from them other discipline, and they na funding money. Most way they want travel, they give it difficult to forget the logistics for travel.
They will therefore find them difficult. Firstly, nobody will talk about Leosta not playing, because even we are just saying today your sports people will run. They will run news on what happened this weekend in the National Premier League or the First Division. So you want the NSA to support you. This is what I have said, and it's my policy. You want us to support you. Play your league. We see them. We see volleyball, they go across the country. Where they want to go, we support them. We see basketball, they do them. If we're able to support them, we support them. Where we're not able to support them, we say, look, we don't have resources, but here's a note verbal, we're going to go get visa. But we say, for example, like I said, Lodo player. One of the year, local competition. Then you can't tell, we say, then get competition at Canada, you have to go. Yes, we have facilities all over the country. They are not very high standard, but they are there. If we are trying to develop them, if you look, for example, in Freetown, you have several basketball, volleyball, long tennis places where people in the place. So we know one of the major challenges we'll get in the infrastructure, and that is what we are working towards for the next 2 years.
So we can look more into the infrastructure. So we not get any plan for diversify revenue beyond government funding and sponsorship?
Yes, I just said to you that we don't draft the National Sports Development Fund, and the National Sport Development Fund means we want to diversify the base. It's a whole funding that has to be set up, and that funding then forget funding from corporate bodies and from other tax positions. And we're going to say we get a fund with TINAP. We'll get where the year starts, we take we invest some back so that it will make more money. Then we give the sporting disciplines, because government sometimes is also frustrating that everything we want in sport we run to them, and they don't. It's like they have all the resources. They have competing interests. They get for build schools, they get transport, they get for cover fuel and other things. So I think anybody where they lead sport for understand we have to diversify the funding base.
Just for the things clear, Director, I don't give any support to any sporting discipline apart from football. I mean funding.
Yes, I just mentioned several. I talked to you about rollball, handball, volleyball, for travel, for play, local competition, athletics, karate. I don't have the figures, but I mean I'm talking on radio. They know that. They know when you say that these requests come on a daily basis, and if I say
this discipline, and they also they give basketball, cycling, and other one they support.
Basketball, we not only give them financial support, but we don't work a lot with Ali Ejazi since he came in. Very progressive leader. He wants to see things done. We don't work with them. We take them to the Ministry of Tourism. Ministry of Tourism allocate land for them. We take them to the Ministry of Lands. The paperwork is ongoing, and that property will have to be given to us as a Ministry of Sport. Then we give them. So that is a massive thing we've done for them. Cycling, we have not. I don't think we've given them money, but we've supported them. They've done Lonsar and Tour de Lonsar. They don't do other competitions. We don't support them. We don't go there. We don't. So it's not just about money. There has to be other kinds of support where we'll be able to give them. We will make sure say then deliver on the mandate.
Continue for the return of the program. My name is Emmanuel Saffa Abdulia. I'm the Executive Director of the National Sport Authority. As today, they also for talk about the status of the National Sport Authority and other activity. Them continue for the return of the program. We're now at time for make we take break now the program.
We're trendy and youthful. We're UBA.
Inside Africa today, money they move with speed, but not only with trust. And trust the name now, Africash by UBA. Whether you then in Nigeria or Ghana, Kenya, Liberia or Salon Safe, Africash, they connect all African countries them. With Africash, you go able send and receive money outside Salon to other African countries them. Simple one. Whether you get account with UBA or not, it no matter. UBA design Africash for all man, any size and anytime inside Africa. If fast, you go able send and receive money direct na any UBA bank or any UBA branch or agent office. Yes, oh yes, Africash, they give you the power for do easy one with no stress. Na Africash, na the bra for send money na all the African country them. Go na any UBA branch or agent location today for send and receive money one time. For more information, call we na 078-200-200 or email winner cfcsierraleone@ubagroup.com. UBA, Africa's global bank. One brand, partnering for progress.
You dey get problem for find the right bank for keep you couple or do business? Union Trust Bank UTB na your solution. UTB they do internet banking where they make them easy for you for know wetin dey happen with your account any side you dey anytime you put or take money. We dey give reimbursement and loan we no go monitor them for pay at all. Oh yes, Union Trust Bank na the bank for you. Na UTB all reimbursements them special and we get good workman them where they cater for all reimbursements them banking service. We then a plenty sign of the country. We then a Kabbalah, Cambia, Lonsal, Jala, Maboka, Bo, Kenema, Kono and Mile 91. You can get more information but we na www.utb.sl or come now we head office na number 2 House Street, Freetown. Union Trust Bank, na the true bank for you.
All mama and papa want them pikin for sabi boku thing when they go na the internet, and then want them for go learn plenty thing wey go open their eye. But they also want to make sure say when the pikin dem go online, they always safe. Kidzonet na the service where they make sure say when you pikin dey na the internet, it always dey stay na safe and secure side. And not dey see bad thing. And na Africell no more able to do am with the Kidzonet service. With Africell Kidzonet service, you no dey for worry. You pikin can go online, and they watch something, and they browse, and they do am safely. Kidzonet don't make any bad thing wey can you pikin away, it go protect am like soldier. You sef go get collect because you know say all the harmful content dem online no go calm you pikin away. And this Kidzonet service very cheap. For just 9 millions, it go protect you pikin for 30 days complete. Now this make you for activate this service. Just dial *499# or *113# and choose Africell Kidzonet today. With Africell, you begin an online experience different, safe, secure, and always protected. Africell don't come with Kidzonet for the first time na salon.
The program Good Morning Salone they continue. Inside the program we look at another issue inside the Deputy Executive Director of the Salone Roads Safety Authority, Josie Abraham Scott Manga, say as part of the commitment for enforce road safety in a highway them make them don't pull all illegal garage and market table them where they na Waterloo Mashaka Highway. He talk this in some meeting where SLRS all with Bookman them for Seka one operation where they don't start in Waterloo. For more on this, make we join Alaji Jalo.
For plenty time, people can use the streets as garage, site for sale, and same way so can left them motor car them where they can get broke down na highway where this don't they cause accidents can make people can lost their life. We then kind of batting the yard we don't they up in a road. Make the Salone Road Safety Authority, the Salone Police and the Salone Roads Authority go work on a Waterloo and Mashaka Highway for clear illegal garage them and side them where people make for sale like kiosks, buffer and other one them where they near the highway. As the Salone Road Safety Authority one part them mandate now for enforce road safety laws them and promote public awareness on road safety for reduce accidents na road.
We don't find out say along the Waterloo Mashaka Highway we get plenty illegal structures them where they don't come put, and in fact where it creates a lot of problem to the block traffic, and in fact, especially the garages. It will get a lot of illegal garages along the road. People they just come quads along the road, and it creates a lot of problem for the pedestrians them. And we mandate now for make sure say the road is safe for the road users. This one is devoid of politics. Sierra Leone first. Politics don't mix with this, or condenocracy don't mix with this. Now they make sure say would they do everything within the law.
If they listen to the Deputy Executive Director now the Salone Road Safety Authority, Josie Abraham Scott Manga, be they talk about the operation where then they do now the Waterloo and Mashaka Highway for clear illegal garage and structure them where they near the road. With this operation we don't they carry on now different parts them now free tongue. One thing where Salone people don't they get na mind na that authority them can begin implement laws them but not the old water. Where this make the Deputy Executive Director na Salone Road Safety Authority, Josie Abraham Scott Manga, talk about how long this operation get for last.
I want to assure the people of this country for say this exercise again for be sustainable. Again for go on every now and then. We get for make sure say we do once in a while. We get for can check for make sure say what we don't do. The people there they don't come back to the streets. They come there 10 times. Come there 10 times. We get for make sure say this operation is sustainable. This one we don't do out of any biasness. We do for let we all be safe.
Josie Abraham Scott Manga end up for call on Salone people for tap for build illegal structure them na streets and self tap for use the streets as garage so that they go help for reduce road accident na Watalo Emasheka highway for the Society for Radio Democracy. Me na Alaji Jallo. They report.
The program Good Morning Salone continues. Still inside the studios, we get the Executive Director for the National Sports Authority, Emmanuel Saffa Abdulia. Now, let's look at the infrastructure aspect. Let's come to the National Stadium. We understand, say, by December last year, the photo handover. What really they happen when make up till now the stadium not able done it?
Okay, so the stadium project has been a very difficult project to inherit. And myself and the Minister of Sport, they may not get the agreement with the Chinese for doing the stadium. The project's been done almost, they get to about 70%. We decide, say, when I come in, as a law, we do assessment. And it's one of the biggest things that we've done because we do nationwide assessment of sporting infrastructure. We go across everywhere, look at the infrastructure and see what are the needs. Yeah? So when we went to the stadium, we bring the SLFA and the other sporting disciplines for help assess within the Chinese then don't do. The SLFA tell we say the stadium not going to meet FIFA and CAF requirement if we not get a seat. It was then that we discovered that the initial contract not been get seat. Now if you not get seat, that means you go bill for nothing and you cannot use it. So we had to go back to the drawing board. The directors of Director Steven, Director Cisse, and the Ministry of Sport, Ministry of Works, Ministry of Foreign Affairs, we went back to the Chinese for do a renegotiation. So in fact, President Bill has to intervene to talk to the Chinese because the contract was already done. It was being implemented. Then there was a new demand. What means the delivery time of the project done. Now, if you look at what has happened to the National Stadium, 80% of the stadium is finished, the project. The artificial, the practicing field, basketball, volleyball, the swimming pool, and the hostel is finished. The only component that is left is the main ball. Now that main ball, we get two problems. One, na concrete what they do in 1979. If they can't drill them, then put seats on them, na risk. So the Chinese came, they sent a team from China, and with the team there, and do a different assessment, and realize that they cannot drill those concretes. It could be a disaster. So they're going to remove them, build new one inside it, and then put the seats. It also go affect the capacity because it's a 30-35 seater normally, and it's going to reduce it to 23,000 because the seat will take the space. So which means we had a new timeline for the end of this year for that main ball. If you also don't hear in a news when they talk about partial handing over, the contractors then say we don't done all of this part side. We're not take them because we're not able to keep them for 1 year. You know, there will be wear and tear. There will be problems with it. So we are working with them. We are now actually, we don't call Ministry of Works again. We need to assess whether they finished, monitor and look whether they finished the contract based on what is in the contract document. So now there we do. If once that is done in the coming weeks or month, all of the 80% will be handed over to us while they are doing the main bowl. So that is the status. Anything else is not correct, but that is the status. The National Sport Authority in the contract, they're in charge of implementing the stadium project. That's what the contract says, because the National Sport Authority, according to the Act, is the agency for implementing sports under the Ministry of Sport.
The concern we don't come from the public now that the stadium not done it, but we don't begin allow people for go start for playing at the field.
Yes, the stadium, the components where they use done. Now, if somebody fix you artificial turf, they fix you toilet. You not use them. You're not gonna know whether you don't. Let me finish this one why it's being used, then I will talk about what I get from management. we had to test the stadium. We get for test them. And even when we use them, one of the things which we did last year, one of the biggest things we would do when I've been the MDA League, the Ministry Department and Agency League, where all the ministries then come up, it become a big jamboree, it become one of the biggest social events in the country. And we are very proud to have done that. We discovered that there are certain things, for example, when you flush the toilet, you know, to flush properly. When you put the light on, it take about 5-7 minutes for let the floodlight come on. So in the middle of a game, if you switch power, the game will have to stop for 5 minutes. So we needed to test it, and that is acceptable. The stadium is going to be handed over to government. We in the National Sport Authority as implementing agency and the Ministry of Sport. There have been a lot of conversations around that government cannot run facilities. So we are looking at the PPP approach, where we will get public-private partnership, then come and run them, and then pay rents to us. That is the only approach that we have.
When now una for hand over this stadium here, so?
The stadium is 80% finished. We are working on letting partial handing over of that part which is finished, and I said in the next few weeks we have to sit down with the Ministry of Sport. We don't do the assessment now. There's an assessment report that was sent to me last week, and then they will hand over the other component. We don't even take the sporting associations and go look the basketball, the long tennis, place them for see if it meets the standard where they want. We're going to get issues with we're going to get issues with electricity. We are working on that to solve it. We get issues with water. Stadium has not paid water rates since 1979, and now we inherit them with the new Gomo Valley approach. They overpay all of that, and we can 1.9 billion old loans. And we don't have that money, so we try to negotiate with them for stagger the payment and see if we can pay bit by bit. You know, these are some of the major problems that you inherit. Then, with the electricity, the stadium transformer, now they give light to part of Brookfields, now they give light to part of Greybush. So, once then they change them over to this new transformer, it will therefore affect all of those communities. So there are few things here and there that we need to do. But one thing I've been for emphasizing, I want to talk about the MDA League. I remember that you all saw that for the first time the National Sport Authority bring government departments in for play football. And it was massive, it was big. Because normally these MDAs don't have a sporting associations, they don't have a place to be. And once they came together, everybody came together, it created a platform for them to interact.
Now, another issue we may come up on the renovation of the National Stadium get for do with the car park. Some man they say stadium in Frontier Dundee, they may don't rent to people way. Then they do business they presently. With now the status of them people and the way they do business.
So intergovernmental collaborations are very difficult. The stadium where you look in 1979 plan, and the stadium and then car park there, the original plan. Now we found it, we have it. But once we started talking to the car park people, city council rights we say now them property. Now then we don't rent them to the car park people, and it is not correct. The city council will get every land necessarily, Freetown, the urban area, but then we don't get into an agreement and allocate that property to the stadium. For 20-40 years, it's been used for car park. When the stadium went into disuse, they decided to rent it to car park owners. They have to move. That's one of the requirements. FIFA and CAF say every stadium forget a car park. People not go drive into the stadium with vehicles. It creates stampede. So they have to move. We've been working with the local government ministry for engage the city council so that we can get those people off. That place they're not a car park. We have spoken to the people where they sell them, we don't get in time. But every time you want to implement it, they run to this ministry, they run to this government person, people them own. The stadium has to be completed for Sierra Leoneans. And that is a bigger picture.
Again, we don't come up recently get for do with SLFA and NSA order for control the funding of Leon Star. How far with the issues? I don't even understand. You don't notice that the NSA hasn't said anything. All of this, the SLFA is going about making statements. They are paying people to attack us. We haven't said anything. Who are the paying people?
We are a statutory body with the mandate to manage sport and government resources. When they give us the resources, we work with the NSAs, we manage them. Because when it comes to audit, when it comes to accountability, now we they account for them. This is what has been happening since time immemorial and it don't continue. How could that change overnight? We are not saying anything because it is not right, it is not correct, and it's not a procedure we'll follow. If the SLFA wants money, where they go control, let them go to parliament. The parliament allocates resources for them. We have no business in it. The resources that are allocated to the NSA, for which we are going to be audited and accounted for, now we go manage them. We will find a workable compromise on how we manage them. This is what we've done with the Thomas Daddy Brimer executive when he was there. This is what has been done with other executives before I even or the minister even came, and that is what we will continue with. So we are not going to have that conversation. If you took SLFA is just one of the 54 associations in the country. You took government money and give them. All the other ones is they give us government money. How do you account for it? You're creating chaos. So sometimes people talk, they don't even understand. And the other question is, what's in the vehicle where government, they just take public funds and give to an association that is not a public entity? So there are too many things I don't want to go into. That's why you see we have kept quiet on this issue. They can do their campaign. We talk to Ministry of Finance, we talk to Parliament, we talk to Ministry of Sport. You want to give them the money, give it to them. It's not going to come to our budget because we will not account for resources that we did not control. So, and we are not going to create chaos in the sporting sector where everybody's giving away money, then go come, then wait auditors can, they say, what if they are this receipt? You cannot answer questions.
Infrastructure facility them like the State Lodge, volleyball and basketball courts, then other field them they in bad condition because an athlete sports and only lost track cause all sign our football field.
That is very true. We are looking at several other facilities in the city and other district and regional headquarter towns for developing them. The reality is the other sporting disciplines, then they're behind football, right? And it is not because of, it's partly because of the infrastructure, but also the organizations then get for step up. For example, forget the basketball court. It's very easy. Now, if you have a basketball court in Kailan, which we have, and it's not being used for years, the Baba then go there, make Guinea gold and play football there, right? So the sporting disciplines then get for populate and propagate the sport and take them to the schools and across the country. All across this country, you'll find the basketball or the volleyball playing. So it's empty most of the time. Now recently, we don't begin to get to that level. So we are pushing them to devolve a localized sport so they go able to play them everywhere and in every corner. So that is partly correct, and we hope that it will change.
Football sector then also, but we get other sporting discipline and safe way. I think infrastructure a challenge for them for make them go themselves go win international competition. So how not only plan for address them.
So if you look, the most successful sporting association is not football, not cricket. They have brought more laurels to Sierra Leone than any other sporting discipline. President Bill Gideon land in Sussex, acres of land. They don't let the people and don't encroach them. Now we are fighting for them again for gold. So we've given them. They don't get land. And their president, Mr. Samoa, is very progressive too. They're not trying to fix these places so that they can use them for training. Frabe College also give them land where they don't begin work on. Basketball also, government don't give them land. So we are helping them to get at least land. When I know the most precious and scarce commodity in this infrastructural conversation. And once we help them to get there, they are not supposed to develop it. Government will help them, but like I said, government doesn't have all the resources for do all things. If you look at the field and way some man they develop in community, not the government they develop them. People get them field, then fix them, then begin for play. So we have to push first the people and let the other sports them. The people that know about the other sport them. Some of the other sport them, for example, Director Stephen then just launched kickball with Liberia. Kickball is used in football field. They have to have their own capacity, and they get for populate them so the people go able for play them. young people go able to create their own small basketball court in their community if they love the sport. But again, the sporting associations, and we are going to have a meeting with the president and the leadership of sporting associations this year, this month, so that they can understand that it is not always government. It is really about you trying to populate your own sport so that you can get athletes, we can support you to win international competitions.
Saying that the problem we make SLFA one for letting get the money.
No, I don't know that. You should ask SLFA that.
Because we get
listen, it's
the authority, SLFA and the minister, not the C1 side.
No, I don't know about that. We in the ministry, we work. There is always a power dynamics problem. Who does that? Who does what? We disagree, we agree. We work very well with the ministry. We plan together, we report to them, we have every Thursday we get leadership meeting, you understand? When we do our budget, they're there. When we go to parliament, we go with them. So me as a lawyer, I know we limit. The ministry understands this. In that relationship, we disagree, sometimes vehemently, but we work together. The SLFA is not an exception to all the sporting associations. You're no different, you're just one. Right? You come, you file in line. You file in the line on how things have been working, and we work together. We've never had problems with any sporting disciplines. We pamper them, we sit with them, we deliver with them because they are our client. But on the issues of the resources, I have explained that to the public. Government resources goes to government agencies and they account for it. We account for the resources that we have. Now, that is not something I want to belabor over because there are bigger pictures. The young people who play football every day, the young people who play other sports, they are bigger than our egos. They are bigger than our disagreement. Now the same thing I say, when I come in, you meet people and they talk about, oh, we're not going to go Congress, oh, the Congress not being correct. Then they court. We said, no, we solve it because the young people have to enjoy their sport. And that is what it is. I mean, that is what I would say on that issue.
Before we take break inside the program, Mr. Abdulia, quickly, the reason why I asked that question for NSA and the ministry, say they know the C1 side, concerning the review of the NSA Act, wherein we don't see the ministry, they say otherwise, then they may get a meeting wherein una not take part.
Again, that issue has passed. The relationship has developed into a better relationship. Let we not dwell on those things where they create chaos, right? We disagreed with the ministry on the approach towards reviewing the NSA Act. I did not create the NSA. I met an act that was passed in 2017. Sorry, the NSA has been in operation for 6 years, yeah? And if they want to review the act, we sit down and get a conversation. If that did not happen, we will protest because now we they affect. But after that, we've moved past that. Let us not keep going back to things. You know, if you look around, you will see now we're in the ministry, they go around now and then they talk now and then. So we've passed those things the way they bring confusion in the sector. At the beginning of this year, in our joint leadership meeting, we all sat down and said we are going to work together to move the sector. The minister and myself and the NSA staff and myself, we had a big meeting where we all agreed we are moving forward. So let me plead to all of you, bloggers and journalists, do you want to help we like we go before rather than going back into confusion and chaos. The young people and the people of Sierra Leone wants to see a sport that would prosper.
Now because we all know the confusion women they if I don't settle,
I have said that.
Nice for the public.
That's what I'm saying. We have at the beginning of this year we had a meeting. We've agreed that we are putting all of that behind us. We're working as a team and we are going forward. Everything.
The program now Good Morning Salone where they come to Radio Democracy 98.1 FM, and inside the program this morning we talk to the Executive Director for the National Sports Authority, Emmanuel Saffa Abdulia, as idea for talk about the status of sports in Salone and other activity them we don't happen. And later part of the program we will look at another issues we get for do it. Team them on political issues. We'll go for a break. When we come, we'll continue the program. Good Morning Salone. The program Good Morning Salone they continue as we wait technical team for putting them in place. The program now Good Morning Salone where they come to you live from Radio Democracy 98.1 FM. Would you take a break now?
Yeah man! Sierra Leoneans! Let's see what they do for push this country go before. Wake up your body and do something. Jungle leader say so again. God don't clean back home if I'm with them.
The same old system and the same problem.
So wait till we for do we never then.
Wait for make this problem yeah so when.
God don't clean back home if I'm with them.
The same old system and the same problem.
So wait till we for do we never then.
Wait for make this problem yeah so when.
Tell me mama and me papa them don't clean. Sister and me brother them don't clean. We auntie see don't put that joy they want to just a think. When they ask me uncle they say them belly empty. No see the moon they shine you feel say don't clean. Nothing brother now they go for nothing. For walk up for nothing make them pass it down for nothing. So wake up your body and do something. We no come for chan, we no come for full slangs. All we come on now for six flank to flank. With horsepower and sound now we six flank to flank. That's why people take we forbid the higher rank.
It's a brand new day. People say hey, darkness is far behind us. A brand new day. People say hey, blessing must surely find us. So don't worry, no way. Just keep the faith, it'll be okay. There's a better way. With love, there's a brighter day.
God don't clean back home if I'm with them.
The same old system and the same problem.
So wait till we for do
Well, I hope so you enjoy the music day inside the program. Don't claim by Jungle Leader and we can over to the studio guest Emmanuel Saffa Abdulia. Apart from the different sporting thing that we don't talk about, one thing we don't hear and we want confirm from you now that you want to be president of Sierra Leone. Is it true?
Yes, I want to be president of Sierra Leone. Let me tell you something. I grew up trying to be a leader, trying to lead Sierra Leone. If you look at my life, I have tailored my life towards that. For 20 years, I worked for civil society, worked for Sierra Leone for free. I became a lawyer. I provide legal aid for journalists, civil society, everybody. And then it came to the point after 2018, I thought it was time to transition. I left civil society because I'm moving into politics. I took a party membership card in the SLPP, and I thought I was working towards that. One of the things where I've been lack in my life, and I've been public service experience. I now got a public service experience. I was chairman of the Independent Procurement Review Panel. I'm now head of National Sport Authority. I was head of department in a government university, Department of Law. So I have been moving my life towards becoming a leader. Now, God knows where that is going to end, but yes, I want to be president of Sierra Leone.
So when you get particular now the SLPP?
I just said in 2018. I went to the Secretary General, Mr. Omar Napoleon. I applied, I got a party membership card, and I've paid my dues every year.
2018, you don't join the SLPP party. So you think, say, you get that kind of support for, say, you win the flag-bearer race?
If you know Saffa Abdulia, you know I have respect. I built a status of respect. I am a grassroots person. Football, I am everywhere. I built Lower FC not just in Kailang, yet in Freetown, Waterloo, Makeni, and as a base for helping young people. I am very highly educated. You know, there are not about 5 or 10 of us in Sierra Leone. We get PhDs in law, you know, and I have served Sierra Leone. The other day I went to New York and I say, oh, we already run for office. Let's show what we don't do outside of government. People are vexed. I have built institutions, Society for Democratic Initiatives, this radio station, Ubila. I served on the board for years. When I go into public service, Dr. Spencer, I say I resign. I have built newspapers, supported the media, supported grassroots. I put football. So I have built a reputation of someone who is not only clean as a person, but who has relationship with everybody. Even in the opposition, people will tell you, Safana party. Everybody in my party, you may dislike me, but you know what's in this, I don't do it today. Even within the SLPP, the only thing I command is respect. So yes, I have the stature to galvanize the support when the time comes.
Now, election no reach it, and declaration no reach it, and plenty people believe say you use your office for do your campaign and do politics.
I don't understand what that means. Firstly, I have not declared for when I'm running for the SLPP flag bearership or for becoming president. Your question you asked me was different. Do I want to be president of Sierra Leone? Yes. When is another thing. I have not declared for the next one yet. If the SLPP opens up declaration, then you will see if I will declare. What I have done is to do my job. And that is what is hurting people here and there. I do my job excellently. My team supports me. The country supports me. And we propagate what we do. If you see that as a campaign, it's your interpretation. I'm doing my job. President Bio appointed me to do sport. And that's what I'm doing. I haven't gone and write an article for me that say all hail Saffa Abdulia. The news is Saffa Abdulia has fixed Kailan artificial turf. Saffa Abdulia is fixing this. Saffa Abdulia and NSA are doing this. So that job which we are doing, we will propagate it, because nobody will ever say President Bio in government and Mumu government. We have to let the people know what we are doing. If we are delivering, we have to deliver. And the people will know. If it hurts someone and you think it's making me powerful, that's up to you. It's your problem. That's what we're doing.
Some time back, I listened to Bajan Tijansi, wherein he mentioned, say, I think just 5 people can qualify for this position. You did part of that?
Bajan Tijansi is a respected legal practitioner. Constitutional interpretations are different. The party dynamics is different. Like I said, I have not declared as to when I'm going into that race. Maybe when I'm going into that race, I will be qualified. As we are, I am doing my job. And I'm going to do it so loudly that the whole world will know I am delivering.
Other people will come up for this position.
The truth of the matter is, President Bio is just in the middle of his term. We have to respect that. I've said this before in your sister radio station. We cannot declare to run to an office when your boss is there, and your boss has not said on your marks said go. Even if you want to do it now on the ground, you go do them for the time being. But when you talk about most of the other people whose names are surfacing are doing their job. They propagate it. They are positioning themselves, because everybody wants to be seen as the good guy who is good enough to succeed President Bio. And one thing I want to make clear, and let not forget this: the SLPP is bigger than everyone, anyone. There's nobody in the SLPP where na heir apparent, where you say na me black, na me then don't entitled to for succeed President Bio. Nobody. Everyone has a right when the time comes, if you qualify, to run. Everyone has a right to propagate themselves, to want to position themselves. Let President Bio see them and say, good people. That democratic platform in the SLPP has been there for over 50 years. So all of those who are clamoring to be, they have the right to be. If not, they support us and they promote them. If not, they promote themselves. I don't think about it. I don't get angry about it. Sometimes I learn from other people. We look at them and say, this person, they do a good work with the PR. How do we do it at NSA? Because it's NSA that I represent now. So let people chill. All man sit down and wait until the whistle is sounded for the race. Let people left for the block people. It didn't call, the Englishman get what they call cock blocking. The cock block, they go over to see, we see this woman one time, you begin for pass bad word about me. Stop cock blocking. When the time comes, would I get for win, go get for win. President Bio has not sounded that whistle yet.
The party for trust you for being flag bearer over other aspirants then?
We'll talk about these issues when the time comes. But what I have said to you today, I'm Emmanuel Saffa Abdulia, a lawyer, activist, a journalist, a grassroots man. I have done work for Sierra Leone on my own. I did not wait until I'm appointed. I've delivered. Everywhere I've gone, I have reformed have built institutions that have benefited thousands of people. Let us point to our legacy and what we have done as individuals, so that the party will say, okay, this is a man who cuts across, who will win elections for us. The SLPP is going to go into what? Into a transition election. You no longer have incumbency. The president will not be there. Are we going to thrive on the president's popularity, or are we going to thrive on someone's popularity, someone's legacy, someone who cuts across, someone who is known across the country? So this is the reasons. When we come to that conversation, we'll have it. I'll come here and we'll get that conversation. Right now, let's focus on delivery for the president. Let's focus on delivery for sports and for the young people. And when we do that, we'll propagate it so everybody will see that Saffa Abdulia has delivered.
Do you think people use their office for campaign at this moment?
No, I don't hold. I have an opinion on different things. This is not something I want to talk about on radio because I don't know what they think. What I want everyone to do, let me repeat this, what I want everyone to do. We have to deliver for the people of Sierra Leone to the point where they will not have a choice of re-electing the SLPP. So when you do your job, I'm excited. I share news about Timothy, about Sengel, the things they do. I share news about ministers, Sanoy Youth Ministry. I share news about the First Lady when she does things. You understand? Because it is my business to ensure that we are re-elected. Once I came into the political arena, and I've been an activist, I know how to build coalitions, I know how to reach out to people, is to help the government to help the Ministry of Information to tell the people what the government is doing so that we can be re-elected.
Inside the program, in name na Emmanuel Saffa Abdulia, the Executive Director for the National Sport Authority. We'll go for Wakaboto and we'll start to look at the messages.
Another morning again. I say Monday, man. I say Monday. I say Fambo. I say na this me granny money kise so bolu baje. I say big, I say big pulaba oh. I say between boss. I say and Uda the supervise. I say continue boy. I say between the immigration department and internal affairs go. And people know the watch up. Hey. This net or the clean page, where they make the passport and the contract where they get, I say, Obra, immigration say no, them are the kind way how then they benefit, let them give government something. Now this country no more, she say over $2 million. Say man go wake no more money. Say we don't wait for us now go about business. No pay salary, nothing. Don't not give way. If not been serious country, when institution the work. I say explanation needs for them begin by now, but I hear again say the immigration department as himself get no interest to as himself already begin the pushing as say we don't begin get oil for the Grecian. But as we dey talk them here, I say the painful part, I say the 8 pound the case. How you go look them here? Parliament, anti-corruption officer, then they bout that get power, that way for look this audit report that get power. What's corruption in the school? I say corruption in the kakan, they make big donut treat. Corruption they win mine. I say extra money, I say they do by day. say the only agency I say wait Alex anyone to here I say them go don't change the manager. I say but the same story no more. Now this country no more she say who get the ICT. I say but you know the all like na Lord have mercy. I say we campa water na the same thing same story. Say person dey draw me attention say waka about it you no see the CPA party. I say how dem know our election dey come inside the business. I say I no dey pay too much attention. I say the country like Batuebi. I say they don't begin some man slap. I say they don't begin give some man uppercut. I say let's go small one audio. Not to show the other one now they say and the 620 delegate. I say the mommy now mommy of all me na don't work about.
The program Good Morning Salone they continue and we come to studio guest Emmanuel Saffa Abdulia and the executive director of the National Sports Authority. So now we declare for the program which will be top 3 priority for the next 12 to 24 months for the sports.
Thank you very much. So this year the President Julius Maada Bio said we have to deliver with little resources. That's what we're trying to do. Firstly, we try for raise resources for bring the artificial turf for fixing 99 districts that we're not get, and this include Pujam, Banff, Magoroka, Tonkolele, of course, and Falaba, Cambia, Koinadugo, the 9 modern left. But that's what we want to do. But also we want to encourage most local sports for play, because that creates employment and engagement of young people. We mount a massive campaign against Kush across the country, using sport for kick Kush out of the country, and then we focused on fixing those artificial turf. So the next 12 months is really about infrastructure. You know, see when they talk about infrastructure, it's not just the football. We are also trying to fundraise for do basketball and volleyball here and there. If you look at what is happening in Kailan, for example, it's a massive transformation. This is my personal project. 4 years ago, I promised the people of Kailan that I will fix the field when I begin to take Lower FC, my Premier League team there, and now we are delivering. And that's what we want to do. It's not just about that I can afford it. I do one, but I want to make sure say other areas then get on. If you want to be a leader of a country, it's not just about your little corner or your own cocoons on your people. It has to be across the board. That's why we have the ones going to Tihu, the indigenes of Tihu and Matrojon, and then put the money, we don't ship and come, the containers, and then our Taki, over 13 containers of artificial turf. Then we will try for clear now. And we also ask for other people from the other district and for join me. So this will be like a massive transformation of sport in Sierra Leone after the next 12 months.
Thank you for joining us at the program this morning. We hope say when the time reach for talk about political race, and also you how they can call a manifesto. I hope so you will get it.
I will be here. I'll be, Radio Democracy is my baby. You know, I mean, I've been here for years, and as my James now, I've almost lived in this building. Every day I'll be the kind of. So don't worry, I'll come here and we'll talk about it. Let's focus on the sport delivery, a lot of focus on creating sport. The Minister of Sports is a very respectable woman. We disagree most of the time, and sometimes we agree, and we are working together. We've agreed, we are working. She wants to push sport. She's very passionate about sport. As a former athlete person, I want to push sports. The president wants us to push sports. All the other people around want us to do this. Some people want for use. Sometimes the tension they get for gets them way, and it's not going to happen. So we are going to deliver on our mandate to develop sport in Sierra Leone. I want every Sierra Leoneans, I want the government to continue for support work what they do. I want every Sierra Leonean to understand that when Leone Star wins, not Emmanuel Saffa Abdulia win. When cricket win, not to win. When we athletes and they overseas, not to Emmanuel Saffa, we have to ensure that we deliver on the mandate of this government so that we can win 2028 elections.
Thank you, we joining the program. In name na Emmanuel Saffa Abdulia, the executive director of the National Sport Authority. As today, we also for talk about the status of the National Sport Authority and safe other facility. Then we don't do for improve sports in the country. Plenty thank you, we joining the program. Well, now this edition of the program, Good Morning Salone, go left you. Plenty thank you to executive producer Michael Sambola with support from Mange Mansaye and Adeyemi Jackson and DJ Keman for technical support. Me Kamara Bango and Fatmata Samoa make una watch you live on Facebook page. And we present the program come to on this Monday morning. My name is Kaifa to Conte.
My name is Usman Kamara. Have a wonderful day. Bye bye.